What in Sam Hell makes Sam Hell such a stud? It's fiber. This is Hell Comes to Frogtown on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Dr. Jackie here. How are you, Dr. Jackie?
I'm good.
Good. And Sam,
I am well.
you are not a doctor.
I am not a doctor.
Doctor of...
You're a twat.
Oh, Jesus.
I said twat.
Yeah, it's fun.
Twat.
I have no clever comeback for that. Perhaps I am a twat.
Maybe I am an idiot.
Oh, calling it like it is.
Hell Comes to Frogtown. Great movie.
Yeah.
It is
I
fantastic.
think I said afterwards that it was in my yet to be posted top 10 Hall of Fame that it is number 8.
I went this morning while eating lunch. I went through my top 10, and it's going to bump out Jim Cotta.
Yeah, I like it better than Jim Cotta by a fair amount.
like it
Jim
better than
Cotta
Jim
is
Cotta.
only honorable mention for me.
Yeah. So
This movie blew my mind. It was so entertaining and so funny, and I don't even know how to describe it. If you don't watch this movie, you're a twat.
You wouldn't think that something like this would exist until you see Hell Comes to Frogtown. You're like, holy shit, it does exist. It's like the Sasquatch of movies.
Yeah.
Because it's like a rare combination of things at a lower budget that you just never see, and that it's completely true to itself the entire time. It knows exactly what it is and what it's trying to do.
And it never swings from it.
No.
There's never a point where you're like, ooh, wait, did somebody get lost right there while they were making this? And then they come back to it. That never happens.
No.
This is just solid. Here's what we're trying to accomplish. This is my vision, and then they did it.
Yeah, it's interesting that Donald J. Jackson has so many reservations about the film, and that he was like, you let the devil in the door when you take the money. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, what did they do?
I don't know.
It looks like it has the same feel as the first Rollerblade with the post-apocalyptic thing. They share some shooting locations. But this is a solid mover, whereas Rollerblade is difficult to watch at points.
Speaking of post-apocalyptic, and as Jackie has mentioned very, very many times, she hates post-apocalyptic movies. How was the post-apocalypse for you in this film, Jackie?
Well, they weren't dressed like savages.
Uh-huh.
They had normal clothing. And, I can believe that frog people came out of a nuke war.
Sure. Godzilla did.
And the frog people, I was impressed with the costumes of the frog
makeup
people.
is
They looked great.
Steve Wang.
Yeah.
You have to just kind of mention his name periodically through the podcast.
Yeah,
that guy got it done.
He did just as good a job as Stan Winston's ever done. Same with Blood and Guts guy. What the hell is his name? Oh, boy, I suck.
Blood and Guts guy. What are we talking about?
From
Clive Barker?
No. Did all of Romero's
Savini?
work. Yeah, Tom Savini.
Who was it that did Nightbreed?
I was going to bring up Nightbreed. I don't know if it's quite as good as Nightbreed's makeup, but it's pretty freaking close.
It's pretty freaking close.
The only problem I have with it is the salamander. I think he's a salamander, the trade broker.
The guy in the fez, the frog in the fez.
Yes, has
That was cool.
like spectacles on, like goggles. And the only thing I can think of is that they couldn't get his eyes to work. But Bull's and Commander Toadie's eyes are dead on. They blink, they move. I don't know. Is there like a guy with a remote control on the other end clicking like blink
there is a
and
guy
move?
with a remote control on the other end.
Fantastic.
Or there's a guy that has like syringe, like the camera syringes that are actually mechanical controls, like for puppeteering. Those are the two options that you have with the animatronics there.
I'm pretty sure that these were remote controlled then.
Yeah, they could have been either way. I mean, because a lot of times when you see a lot of the blinking in that, there isn't. I tried to keep track of whether there was a full body shot where the head was doing a bunch of stuff.
There was, I caught it
okay.
a couple times, especially at the end when Commander Cody, that guy's in Star Wars. Commander Toady is fighting Sam Hell on top of the rocks from Star Trek.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what else? I kind of forgot that this was a post-apocalyptic movie. because it was just so damn entertaining.
Oh,
You know,
so
yeah.
cool.
And I think one of the things that you have a problem with is what everyone really has a problem with, when it was like a couple of them came out and then everybody was like, oh, we can make a movie. All we got to do is go to the dump.
Or the desert.
Let's just
go
no,
to the
let's
desert.
go to the dump, grab a bunch of stuff and drag it out to the desert.
Yeah.
And it's just crap.
It's crap.
Let's take some shitty clothes and tear them up. Barren Wasteland.
Yeah.
Steel Dawn.
Ooh. No, this is, I like the fact that there's essentially only 2 locations. Well, there's 3 locations in this film. There's the beginning of the film where Sam Hell's in the hospital, the government hospital,
The government facility.
getting his wiener strapped to a bomb,
Yeah.
quote unquote. And then there's Frogtown. And then there's just a road in between the two.
Yeah.
And the 2 locations, by the rules of the film, are quite far apart.
Yes.
And so they have to go on quite a drive, but it doesn't get stale because fucking Roddy, man. God, he nails it in this thing.
The man is an entertainer.
He's
Oh,
sarcastic.
definitely.
He's charming. He's
funny and he's
snide. He's a bit of an asshole.
He's great.
He's great. Like, one of the most endearing and likable characters that I've ever seen. Like, he rivals Cody Abilene in, like, I would like to hang out with Sam Hell
Yeah.
for an afternoon.
No, he's it. Sam Hell, Roddy Piper as Sam Hell is something else in this movie.
There's no better person that they could have cast.
No.
Nobody.
No.
He's electric on screen. He's exactly built for the part. He looks like a guy that would go into a place and fuck up a bunch of frogs. His hockey hair is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was flowing. It was clean.
And he's super buff.
You know, it's like it's hard to get away from it just because how good this is for how low budget it is and how funny, genuinely hilarious it is. But you think about it being a sum of its parts, and that when you look at it on paper, you're like, these are going to be a bunch of weak parts. But then Steve Wang's makeup, Roddy Piper's acting, like it's actually a bunch of.
We shouldn't forget to mention Sandahl Bergman's acting.
Sandahl
too.
Bergman's
She was
great.
really
Everybody does a good job. And one of the other things I noticed is that, you know what's really fantastic throughout the whole thing? The graphic design. They used signs consistently.
Oh, absolutely.
And the graphic design, like for the MedTech logo on the side, all of the graphic design is fantastic.
No rubbers.
Yeah.
No condoms. The future is in your hands.
They had the martini neon sign. I mean, they really did a lot with very little money. And it's because everything was sort of perfect. And then you're like, oh, well, then it's good because it's a sum of its parts. And it somehow is more than a sum of its good parts.
Is the sign that says no condoms, the future is in your hands, is that a double entendre? Like, ear.
Yeah.
Like giving tug jobs. Hey, the future's in your hands.
Take the future out of your hands and put it in a vagina.
Yeah. Stop wanking it. God damn it! You're ruining all the semen, which is what this film is basically about.
Yep.
What
Getting
was
it
the
all.
other one?
Spooge.
Like procreate and then like destroy, like take over the world or something like that. It was like,
It was
Well, we're still at war.
yeah. Well,
Have babies.
it was the Genesis scripture. God said, procreate and go forth and mash each other's privateth parts together and then conquer the earth.
yeah.
And I asked you, is that actually in the Bible? Because the first part I know is in the Bible, but does it say conquer the earth?
I think the conquer the earth part is the add-on.
Okay.
I thought.
Huh. I don't know. We'll have to look that up. That
You
might
know,
be a fun
we didn't
fact.
read the Bible before we turned this podcast on. That was a mistake.
Conquer the dinosaurs? God? Really? That's what you got?
Well, you got to conquer nature. It might be in there. There's
Yeah,
some weird
man-
shit.
man
And the other
versus
thing
wild.
is
I
that
don't
you can go from one Bible to the next, and God knows what the translation's going to mean, right?
Yeah. Well, the story is the tale of a man with impeccable vigor, we'll call it. He's got he's packing heat downstairs.
He's like
He's going to Humptown.
He's like Aragorn from the Lord of the Rings.
He's the chosen one
Yeah, but instead of
because
like
he's got balls
this-
filled with lots of spooge.
the sword of the king, he's got the sword of the king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's implied that his manhood is both very functional and impressive, but also that
His ability to impregnate ladies is
Yeah,
very high.
his sperm are quite raring to go.
They're swimmers.
Yeah, they're swimmers, and he's got enough to. That's one of my favorite lines of this movie. Oh, I've got enough.
I've got enough. He probably does.
Yeah, he probably does. So the world has been nuked by A war.
A war.
Doesn't matter which war or why. That's another thing is I really like that the backstory of why the Earth is nuked. Who gives a fuck? That's
Yeah.
not what the movie's about. Let's not even
Yeah.
talk about that. Good. Skip it. We don't need to know. It's post-apocalyptic. That's all we need to know.
Another essential failing of most, let's go to the dump, let's go out to the desert. They fucking get soapboxy on your ass about why you gotta save the world and all this shit. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you telling me an environmental message, or are you making a movie about guys driving around in the desert and shooting each other?
Yeah.
You have to pick one. And they never fucking pick one.
They never pick one.
This one, they picked one.
Yeah, and it made the right choice. We should say that there is a little backstory with Roddy's character, but not a whole lot of exposition about it. We know that he was married at one point, and he had a daughter,
Yes.
and he was alive before the bombs fell.
Yes.
He remembers the taste of beer, actual beer,
Real beer.
real beer.
Coors.
Coors.
I wonder how much they kicked down for that.
Banquet beer. They should kick us some down for me being a cheaper Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, born in the Rockies. Ice cold winter snow makes good beer.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
No, you're better. God
I
damn
am
it.
better.
Oh no,
Anyways, so
they don't even want you to. They want me.
okay, go
They're
ahead,
like-
Jackie.
Drink beer. It makes everyone look attractive.
That's the worst Sam Elliott I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not trying to be Sam Elliott. I'm just saying they need a fresh voice.
Next time you have to hold a finger over your lip so that you have like a walrus mustache, and maybe that will change everything
Oh,
for you.
all right, fine.
So, anyways, the world has been nuked, and 68% of all men were dead because of the nukes, and the rest were mostly left sterile. So there's a low supply of babies.
And so a lot of the women are sterile, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. But it seems kind of like there's more women available to be impregnated than there is men that can do the impregnating.
Yes, and it could be the men just killed each other.
No, that could be
There
too.
just could be a numbers game there that maybe the percentages of sterility are the same, but there's 10 to 1 men to women, or women to men, which, is nor here nor there. They didn't get worried about it, and they didn't get worried about why the bombs dropped either.
True.
No, they said that a lot of the dudes died during the war.
68%.
Fighting the war.
Fighting the war.
So there's a shortage of babies, and they need babies because they're still at war. Not with man per se anymore, but with giant mutated frogs.
I think that the frogs are a nuisance. I think they're going back after the Ruskies.
Oh, you think that they're at war? The war is not against
That's
the frogs?
the only little statement being made about war in this is that it's a little jab that even after the bombs are dropped, the provisional government is still out to win. No matter what catastrophic damage has been caused, you still have to win. Because in the Reagan era, there was a real feeling that that was the thing. Like, well, as long as we blew them up more, we would have won.
Yeah, guaranteed mutual destruction.
Yeah, but if yours were more destructive, even though everybody dies, you still won. So it's okay.
We made a bigger mess. Neener, neener, neener.
Yeah, I guess.
And not to mention that these frogs are now on reservations.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that in hindsight that they're at war with the frogs. I mean, they're a nuisance, but because they're on the reservation, I was going to make this point, but you stole it from me. Wait, what are you giving me the poopy face?
Because I'm pretty sure that my shit's going to get cut out so that you can go on your rant.
No, I'm not ranting. I'm saying that that you're because they're on a reservation, that the provisional government, they're essentially like the Native Americans.
Yes.
Like, ugh, well, we're just gonna stick you over here, miles away from us.
They do have 3 snakes.
Yeah. Well, one of them does. So Roddy has to go into Frogtown
To steal back the breeders.
to rescue some kidnapped infertile women from the frogs. Or not infertile women, very fertile women, and then impregnate them.
Yes.
There's like 6 of them.
So he's like, they're like Team Snatch and Bang. They roll in there, rescue you, he bangs the hell out of you, and then they just put a wristwatch on you and send you off into the desert where you may or may not get picked up.
The plan is snatch and bang, but it's also bang and snatch because it's interchangeable. It's the cleverest name of all time because you bang in there and you get them, and then you got some snatch.
That's yeah.
Right?
Wow, that was pretty clever. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the old snatch bang and snatch. Plan 22. So him, Sandahl Bergman, whose character's name is Spangle, and then the other lady, who I don't know her name. I'm just going to call her Lieutenant
Citronella.
Booze.
Citronella. Yes.
Wow. I did not catch that.
Yeah.
All right. So the three of them are going in. Roddy cannot escape, or I should say Sam Hell can't escape because he's got a bomb strapped to his junk, which is like a chastity belt that's wired to Spangle's earrings to explode if he runs off.
Which comes to another point where you've got another great decision and a good execution replacing special effects with sound effects.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Don't need to see all that crap. Just
No.
give us some sound effects. I'm with you. I believe it too. Move along.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're shocking him in the butthole. I'm going to burn a question.
Okay.
Where are they shocking him?
Testicles.
She says that part of it is a stinger. I don't know if it's like an actual like needle or if it's shocking him.
I would think it would be electrocuting his testes.
Yeah, but then wouldn't that fry his seed?
You know
I'm
it
thinking
would.
they're shoving something in his bunghole.
The
And that's
bunghole
what causes him to get that look on his face like, oh, God.
has nothing to do with his balls, so the children would be unharmed if they're shoving things up his butt.
Okay, this wasn't a question that I had, but I have it now. So, if you get something in your butt and that thing that's in your butt
Like Darth
electrocutes
Vader.
you,
Yeah.
do you poop?
Well, you're plugged up.
Yeah, that's true. So, can Sam Hill poop?
Yeah, they never said there was a flap back there.
There's a
For
flap.
poop.
For the wiener,
For the wiener, yeah.
Who knows? It's just a flap. They don't say it's a wiener for your flap. He goes, how do I... There's a flap.
yeah. And so he's basically got an electric electrode up his butt. It's like an electric hot dog in his butt.
Maybe
And,
it's
like
just
once a week, there's like a hinge that she just kind of like, yanks it and then just like diarrhea everywhere.
Yeah, fortunately for old Roddy, he doesn't have to face that. The chastity belt doesn't stay on for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
In this film. Anyway, so let's dive into this. We could talk fairly long, but we're going to talk fairly fast on this one because this one's a hard one to take notes because it's so fast and heavy and things are constantly happening, and so we're just going to kind of recap some main points here, not get into major points. But as we said, the world has been nuked. I like that early on that the frogs are established. They're kind of hinted at and you don't see them, but you know that there's frogs in this movie because the very first one you see is one that's not even supposed to have a gun, apparently.
Yeah.
Which we need to probably... I didn't think about that because that doesn't really come into play later. Because all of the... No, they don't have any guns!
They're not supposed to have guns.
Yeah.
They have a shitload of guns, though.
Oh, it's Frogtown, but
They're in Frogtown at the beginning, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, what the hell's that guy doing in Frogtown?
Well, he's trading. You can go into Frogtown.
Yeah.
He's like...
He's getting shot.
He's getting shot.
And he totally fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
He did.
This is crap. Hey, you're not supposed to have that gun.
Yeah,
Ribbit.
that's what happens when you go into Frogtown and tell them what to do.
Yeah.
They shoot your ass.
Yeah. So Sam Hill, as we said, has been captured by the provisional government. They like him. Do we know why he was arrested? Was it just because, we've heard tale of your junk?
No, he had sex with William Smith, the colonel's daughter.
Oh, that's right.
And then they came in and
we
were
should
like,
talk about
we
Bill
have
Smith,
to.
too.
Yeah, William Smith is beating his interrogation tactic is to break a fucking bottle over his head. He just walks up. He doesn't ask any questions. He's just like, douche.
And it's a good bottle break too because it explodes. I know it's sugar glass, but
Yeah.
damn,
The
that
whole
looks
thing was
awesome.
great because the next shot is him hitting the ground and there's just blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's not at any point it seems like he's gonna ask him any questions or get any info.
William Smith just really doesn't like Sam
He
Hell.
doesn't. And then the lady comes in and you find out that that's what happened is that Sam Hell banged his daughter, but now he has to let him go because his daughter's pregnant. And he doesn't even seem like remotely happy about that at all. He's just like, ugh.
Yeah. William Smith in this film is he's pretty fun. He's very grumpy. Quite
Very grumpy.
He looks like fucking hammered dog shit.
He does look like hammered
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between him being Studley, suave, swarthy guy in Seven, which was 11 years before this film,
Yeah.
to 85-year-old William Smith in 1988. He's got to be 130 years old now.
Yeah, he's a trooper.
Maybe he is a Manborg.
I don't know.
No, because he aged.
Yeah, he aged.
Terribly.
Yeah, but maybe
aged
his
terribly.
innards are, he's more machine now than man.
Yeah, but remember, even when you talk about him in 7, he still looks pretty good. But think about him in which was it, Black Shampoo?
I don't think I've seen that.
No, the one with the tiger. You have it. It's in that same 3-pack. It was not Black Shampoo. It was
Hot,
not Hot Potato. Not Through the Hard Way.
it's a blaxploitation film with William Smith in it. That's which one it is.
He's incredible as far as his physique in that film.
Oh, yeah,
he looks ridiculous, and
He's
that's in
a
the
specimen.
70s.
Anyways, so the plan is they have a plan. How are we going to get these girls? With a plan.
With a plan.
And I like his response to the plan is always, "That's not a plan, that's a plot to kill me." Oh God, he's so funny in this film. But
I liked the way that it was first delivered is that's not a plan, it's a plot, and then there's a really long space to kill me.
right,
Like, it's also the plot of the film.
yeah, yeah,
It
exactly.
is.
Hey,
And I like how they never go into detail about this plan.
yeah, the plan's not
No.
revealed.
It just kind of goes as it goes. And she's like, yeah, this is part of the plan
Well, step one is to get into a pink sedan delivery van.
that I like to call the shaggin' wagon.
Oh yeah, it is kind of, well, do they shag inside of it?
No, they don't.
It's a shaggin' delivery truck. It's like Domino's. Beep 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 boop beep beep. Hello, I would like to order some shagging. Guaranteed 30 minutes or it's free.
It's free anyway.
Which it only takes me about 2 minutes. So.
We got to show up in 30 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to show up in 30 minutes.
So it's like Domino's. It doesn't matter how long it takes to eat the pizza. It's just got to get there in 30 minutes.
I see. All right, that makes sense. Well, this one's got mounted 50 cal on the top of it. That's pretty fun. So.
There's an M60, I think. I don't know if that's a 50 caliber
Oh,
or
no,
what.
you're right. It might have been an M60. Anyways, it's got a big-ass gun on the top of it. So the three of them are heading into beyond the reservation. They get some grief from the men at the checkpoint. I like that there's also one thing that we should really disclaim in this film is that Sam Hell is the ultimate man. He's a man's man. He's obviously a ladies' man.
He impregnates women almost by looking at them.
The plot of this film is a man punches frogs and then bangs ladies, like
Yup.
all of the ladies. However, so it sounds like, whoa, this is a dude movie. However, the women are in charge of this world.
Yes.
They run the government. They run the military.
they run MedTech.
They run MedTech, the place that straps the bomb on his junk.
Yeah.
They also are going into battle themselves. Lieutenant Boobs is like a badass. And so it's not like, hooray man. Oh yeah, we're all men are tough. And women are weak and we should bang them. It's,
Women
hey,
are in charge.
who gives a shit? We should all bang, period.
Yeah.
Who cares who's in charge?
The women are in charge in the rollerblade movies as well.
Yeah, I liked that. And I liked that William Smith's character doesn't like that. He's got a real problem with it.
Yeah.
And that there's grief at the checkpoint. I mean, it's a little social, commentary. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah. It shares that same in common with America 3000, where the women take over because when the men were in charge, they blew it up.
Yeah, they fucked it all up. So they're going into Frogtown to rescue these ladies.
Ribbit.
He tries to run off a couple times. We find out that the earring's wired to his wiener. That they've got a tracker built into it on the left ear. The right ear is like a remote control that she could just detonate the bomb whenever. And so nighttime comes along. It's time to lay down, and Bergman puts out the vibe for him because I'm a little confused here because she's infertile, right?
Yes.
Right.
But that's against regulation.
No, she says exactly what she's doing afterwards. She has been trained in the art of seduction so that he can stay at a constant state of arousal so they're swimming better.
Oh.
She's just making sure that she's stirring the pot.
So she wasn't going to go all the way with it.
She's just making sure there's not any skin on the gravy, if you know what I mean. Just got to stir it up.
That's gross.
That is so gross, yeah.
I mean, it's literally gross because you are literally explaining exactly what's happening. So he's like, I'm not interested. And he's being poopy about it, but he can't resist because she's so seductive. And so she zaps him because she's not going to go all the way.
Yeah, she's not going to go all the way.
So she goes to bed. He's poopy. But Lieutenant Boobs comes in and tries to bang him.
Citronella.
Citronella,
Yeah,
like the
whatever.
candles.
So then she gets busted because she also is infertile and she can't bang him.
Yeah, but she just wants to take a ride on the pony
Yeah,
anyway.
because she's heard tale of Sam Hell.
Yeah, she's
See-
like, I'm this tall. I'd like to get on the ride, please.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that too, that there's like a legend behind Sam Hell and his bang abilities. That it's not just like the ladies are lining up to get into his pants because as Jackie, when we were watching this, it was kind of like, so his job is just to rape women, but he's not raping them.
No.
They're like, I would like to go to there.
I've got next.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got their number. They're waiting for their bagel.
Yep.
It's like going to the bakery. You get your number. You're looking at the display case, and you're like, yeah, I'm getting that one. It's cream filled.
I think
Yeah.
they're the ones that has the bagel. He's the one that's got a foot long.
What? Footlongs and bagels.
Yeah, they don't sell footlongs at the bagel shop, do they?
No,
No.
they don't.
Mm,
And then if they did,
they
wouldn't that be something? You'd be the only guy that ordered it. You'd walk in and be
cream-filled
like,
footlong.
can I have a footlong stuffed through the hole of a bagel? And they're like, here you go, dickhead.
Have you ever seen Hell Comes to Frogtown? That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
What?
And then you're like, well, now I have to eat these separately because they just don't go together.
Actually, it sounds delicious. So they keep going. They're a long ways out. He throws this contract out the window, and she's what?
Yeah.
She pulls a Nick Cage. So they make him walk, and the whole time his junk is beeping.
He has to run behind the van to
So
keep a proximity
Yeah.
so his junk doesn't blow up.
yeah, I like that they're mean to him as well. It's great. Everybody's mean to each other because nobody likes each other in this film until they all bond at the end.
Yeah.
So they get there's a proximity alert. Wah! There's a lady, fertile woman. She's escaped.
Yeah, she can just scan for all sorts of shit with that bag that has a light in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of special effects and sound effects,
It's like,
there's a flashlight in a bag and some sound effects, and I buy it. It's this tracking device. I don't need any more than that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a good bag.
So there's a fertile woman running around. She's got, she's one of the ones that's escaped from Frogtown. She's one of the nabbed ladies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's part of the ones that they're looking
She's
for.
the escape. She's a harem escapee.
So they're like, well, since you're here, how about you give old Sam Hell a little woo woo?
Yeah. Well,
So-
actually, they make her high on drugs.
Yeah, they make her high on drugs because she's putting up a fight at first. So they're actually the rapists.
Yeah.
Sam Hill's like, well, I'd like to get her to know her first, you
Yeah.
know, at least know her name. No, you just bang right now. Do it. We'll watch. Make sure it's done.
Yep. No atmosphere.
None.
He'd like some atmosphere.
He's like, could you take off your glasses?
So Spangle does the seduction trained sexy dance part 2, the
Yeah.
stripper thing. And it's silly. It is so silly and awkward.
She's
and
fantastic.
she nails this movie. She's always good.
Yeah, she is. She's always good.
I have never seen her in a movie where I'm like, every single film I've seen her in, except for Xanadu, but she was good in Xanadu.
Yeah.
She is so goddamn amazing. I mean, she the film
Uh-huh.
and she the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she like kicks something and it breaks the vibe and the moment is ruined. So she's embarrassed, and I kind of like this because he's like, Spangle, just put your shirt on. I'll do this humping to make you not embarrassed anymore.
Yeah. That's where they start to, like each other.
Yeah, the chemistry in this film is great between those two. They're both acting fantastic, and they probably had some good vibins. So he bones her, the captured woman, for freedom, but the frogs are watching. Ribbit.
Yeah, those frogs are dirty birds, perverts.
And then they put a wristwatch on her. And a painting suit.
Yeah.
Painting
pink one.
Pink painting suit with a logo, wristwatch. Good luck
See ya.
to ya.
Oh,
Go
hey,
south.
Frogtown's over there.
We're just snatch and bang. We don't take you all.
Yeah. Snatch and bang.
You don't have cab fare. That's your own deal.
Here's some change on the nightstand. So the plan is to use Spangle like Chewbacca. They're gonna dress her up as like a caged woman in heat,
Yep.
and put some cuffs on her, and Sam Hell's going to lead her into the den as if he captured her.
Yep.
Yep, and she's even got a choker necklace on.
And she's got ropes tied around her just for good measure.
Yep, so she cannot get away.
Yep.
Well, the first place they go to in Frogtown, which Frogtown isn't really populous. It's kind of barren.
No.
Not a lot of frogs
There's
living
not a
there.
lot of frogs there.
But they've got a nightclub, and it seems like pretty much the place to go. And there's dancing frog ladies. It's kind of like a strip joint
Yeah,
bar.
and they played the same card that they did in Beastmaster, where they're showing the shoes and they're working their way up this really sexy body, and then bam, frog lady face.
Frog lady face! She looks like Joan Rivers. God rest
That
her
was
soul.
not very nice.
Yeah, God rest her soul. Funny, beautiful woman that looks like this dancing frog lady. So they... I like that when they're walking in, the frogs kind of turn around and the record kind of scratches a little bit.
Yeah.
There goes the neighborhood. These frogs are dickheads.
These frogs are dickheads.
They're jerks. So there's a guy there named Lonnie O'Toole that knows Sam Hell. Sam thought he was dead, fell into a mine shaft or something. I don't know. We don't need much more backstory about him, but he'll come into play later. But they're all buddies.
Yeah, like he raised Sam Hell.
Yeah. Like he's like his Qui-Gon, I guess.
Of desert banging.
Of desert banging, yeah. His Sam Elliott.
No.
The Sam Elliott to Dalton.
No.
Oh, okay. So
Sam Elliott is such an upstanding young man.
Oh, but Lonnie O'Toole is no good? I like Lonnie O'Toole better than Sam Elliott.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're sadly mistaken, my friend.
Well, the frog lady is actually the contact for the army.
Yes. She's a double agent dancing frog.
She reveals that by saying, I love you, to Spangle. And Sam L goes, is that something you want to talk about? You know, because
Yeah,
funny.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Another funny joke. Rory Calhoun is the
Lonnie O'Toole.
Lonnie O'Toole, yeah.
Gotcha. So they eat some mush that's like bugs and frogs and shit.
It was like ground up lizard and some other gross salamander or something like that.
Yeah, there was a couple of desert creatures. It
Yeah.
was really just jello and marshmallows.
Yeah, it's the same stuff that Peter Jackson eats in Bad Taste that he pukes up. Jello, mold, and marshmallows. So they have some beer. They're talking with the salamander with the fez, who's the trade broker, and Sam Hell's pretending he's going to sell Bergman into Frogtown, and she's going to become a slave,
A dancing
a
lady.
dancing lady, and find where they're keeping the captured ladies, and then free them from the inside.
Right.
Yep.
I also want to point out that the frogs trade, their currency is lilies.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if
I
that's
like
just
that.
what they call it.
I imagine it's actual lilies.
Huh.
They're frogs. They like lilies.
They do.
Sit on them and ribbit. So there's the commander of Frogtown, essentially the mayor of Frogtown, is a guy named Toady, but his right-hand man is a mean frog named Bull. Bull's got an eye patch.
Oh my God, that was so awesome.
Yeah, I like Bull's eye patch. Bull's a character. Sometimes in these types of films, you get like the I'm a badass right-hand man villain that's not the main bad guy, and really he's just there for like one fight scene.
Yeah.
Bull's fun. He's slinging jokes. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, they're all they're a bunch of assholes, these frogs.
These frogs are real dicks.
They're just a
That's why
bunch
they
of
put them on
assholes.
the reservation. They're like, no, because they're fuckheads.
They're like,
can't
you're
live with us."
discriminating against us. It's like, no, you guys are just assholes.
Yeah.
We're going to send Sam Hell, or no.
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 So
Maybe
Bull-
that's what that trader guy was doing there. In the very beginning of the movie, he was an asshole too, so they sent him off to the
Go
reservation.
to Frogtown. I don't even care if they shoot your ass.
So Bull is apparently these secret deals are not allowed in Frogtown. So Bull is like, nope, that's not gonna work. He grabs Spangle and auctions her off for $5. He's the high bidder and nobody wants to touch it. Because Sam Hell was gonna get paid 70
Yeah,
lilies, and now it's
70
only
lilies.
5.
And he's like, we'll start the bidding at 5. And then everybody's like, oh, I don't even have 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the whole room
Oh.
deflates. Like,
Yeah.
oh man,
So Bull gets her. He takes her and punches Sam Hell.
knocks him out.
Punches his lights out. The frog lady kind of resuscitates him. She then tries to rape him.
Yeah.
She's the rapist in this film.
But then he asks her just to try to get away from her. He's like, "Here, put this bag on your head."
Ooh, kinky.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Is this how you like it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he's like tiptoeing out of there, like, "Oh shit."
So the ECR goes off, the bomb that's strapped to his junk starts beeping because Spangle's getting out of range. So they kind of use it as a reverse Spangle detector.
Yes.
The slower the beeps get, the closer they're getting
It's
to
like
Spangle.
a game of hot or colder.
Yeah. So they chase after her.
And then the frog lady just falls onto some wires. And she's just
my
like tangled up, and she just goes, "Go on without me."
No,
and he's
without
like,
me.
"All right."
Where? And then
He doesn't know
wanders
where to go.
off.
She's like, "That way," and then she just kind of waves her arm like, "That way."
Yeah.
And he doesn't even hesitate. He just takes off.
Yeah.
Like,
And why can't she get up? I know it's
I
the
don't
joke,
know.
but she's just barely in
Go on
wire.
without me.
I'm not gonna make it. Here, just let me move this wire for you. That's a great joke. So then Sam Hell falls down. He falls backwards and lands on his back and gets captured. He's out like a light. They've got Spangle on a table with the fertile ladies doing some Oracle from 300 dancing.
This is some more borrowed from Rollerblade shit.
Whoa,
A bunch of
whoa,
Silk
whoa.
scarves
Yeah.
and bullshit.
Rubbing silk scarves on her. I guess they're getting her ready for
The
Captain.
dance of the three snakes.
Oh yeah, Commander Toady and his Dance of Three Snakes. She's got to do the Dance of Three Snakes. So they Bull's got Sam Hell tied up, and he's gonna chainsaw his junk off. I'm gonna do some exploratory surgery. So he grabs a chainsaw and is about to go into Sam's belt, and then all of a sudden it runs out of gas.
and Sam Hell goes, "What now?" And he's like, "What do you think? I gotta get more gas." That's like my favorite line in this movie.
Meanwhile, the earring is getting activated by
The silk scarves,
silk
yeah.
scarves, and Sam's Hell starts beeping.
So he's ready to have, well, cut it off. I'm taking my
this
chances.
thing off!
Yeah, take my chances with the chainsaw.
Yeah. So he does get it cut off. The whole thing was a fake. It didn't explode. That Spangle got him.
Yep, but it does.
Then
It
it,
does.
blows up right in the Baron's face.
It does blow up in Bull's face. It's a fake. Nope, it's not.
And that's just hilarious. That's the end of him, isn't it?
No, he comes back
does he?
and gets shot because he's he stabs the frog lady.
Oh, that's right.
With the,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
with the drill bit, and then Sam Hell's like, "Fuck no!"
Yes.
Stabs him.
That's right. But when he gets blown up, it's hilarious because it just kind of like, whoa!
Yeah,
and
it
it falls
just falls
over.
back. So Spangle, meanwhile, is trying to convince the ladies to help her. She's like, "Hey, let's get out of here. I'm here to free you. Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" But as soon as she punches out one of the guards, another one comes in and they get her. So she's still nabbed. She gets taken over to Commander Toady to do the Dance of the Three Snakes. She doesn't know what the Dance of the Three Snakes
Nobody
is.
knows what the dance of the
No.
three snakes is. You find out.
So she starts just making up this dance, and she's like a little awkward at first.
It's great.
And then she does her thing where she starts dancing like a professional. But oh boy.
Hey.
The Three Snakes is, you know what? Just make sure you watch the movie.
Yeah. You can infer, like, you should be able to infer what the three snakes are.
So Lonnie has a flare gun and he fires the flare, which Citronella sees, and she's like, "About time." So she hits the gas and starts heading into Frogtown
In the pink.
in the pink van.
Yep.
Hell comes in with some shotguns. "Eat lead, froggies!" Blast them all. It's time to rescue Spangle.
Who then really just rescues herself. She pretends like,
Yeah, and then he's like, "Are you sure you need me?"
Yeah.
yeah.
Right after that, she sees the chain, the heart chain that he's wearing around the neck. She's like, "Is that your wife's?" "No, it's my daughter's." Well, he says something really poignant too. Like,
Yeah,
"The war was a long time ago." Or she's like, "Yeah, the war was a long time ago." He's like, "Not for me."
not for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck, God damn it, Sam Hell, you're awesome. So Commander Toady jumps out of nowhere and tries to stop him, but Lonnie fires the flare out at the frogs, and so they're able to get away.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
Just kind of gets in the. Which I guess, if we were the three of us were like all, militiaed out and we had some guns and somebody shot a flare in between us, we were like, "Oh shit, we're all on fire."
Yeah, exactly.
You would stop what you were doing. Like, I don't want to be on fire. I don't like it.
So they get the ladies to the truck and drive off, but Commander Toady's like, "It's time for action. Load up, lock and load." And you see something getting locked and loaded. But Lonnie's hurt. He's been shot. And he dies in the arms of the ladies.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what a way to go. So something's coming up from behind. It's the frog tank.
It's a Ford Falcon monster truck with a fucking
Cannon.
5-inch gun on it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It was funny looking.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's a good practical set piece.
Yeah. No, both of the vehicles in this are great, and it's like a lesson to be learned post-apocalyptic films that try to have 30 cars that are all shit.
Yeah.
Two good ones works better.
Yep. Well, they're getting chased, but they make it to the rocks, and oh no, they're stopped because there's another guy. There's some masked man there with an RPG. Get out of the car.
I was never fooled by this. I always recognized his voice.
I can't recognize his voice through the gas mask.
Yeah.
I couldn't either. I didn't know who it was.
I thought it was another
Even
frog.
the very first time that I saw it, I knew by the voice who it was.
Well, I knew he wasn't a frog because he had people hands.
Yeah.
But I was like, who the hell is that guy?
Well, it's William Smith. He's
It
back.
is.
And he's there to blow them all up because he hates Sam Hill and he hates the ladies in charge and he just hates everything.
But you know what he does like? Monologuing.
Oh boy, he really enjoys monologue.
That is a great fucking joke.
It is.
Because they stretch out that monologuing, and there's like a whole conversation that goes on between one of the harem ladies and Sam Hell about like
the sword.
like life philosophies and
Yeah.
things like that.
I can't,
and
'cause I'm a
he's
pacifist.
just fucking ranting up there about renegade scientists, and he's gonna get all the goddamn nukes and fucking blow up everything. Get rid of these women. I don't even care about the Russians anymore. These ladies are pissing me off. And he just keeps going. It is until finally, someone changes their life philosophy
Yeah, he
over
has a
the
crisis
course
of
of his
conscience.
monologuing. And then he gets to fucking throw a sword at him.
Yeah, he throws a fucking katana right through him. It's great. Long-winded son of a bitch. So Sam Hill's like, I'm going to go solo to finish this. You ladies hang out. So he goes and to take care of, make sure that William Smith is no more. They have a little shootout, but William Smith is dead, quite dead. So the frogs blow up the car. They finally caught up, and Sam Hill thinks that all the ladies are dead. He gets the RPG out, and he's like, it's you versus me, Toady. Click, click. But the RPG doesn't work.
That was so awesome, though. Like, you were just expecting this big explosion, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, they got to have a fist fight. They got to have a long and drawn-out fist fight. And this is on top of the rocks that I mentioned earlier that was from the Arena episode of Star Trek, and then also re-seen in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they're called.
And it was a great fight.
We just looked it up last night.
Yeah, it's like Santa Boca Vocaloca
Yeah, it's
in Southern California. So they fight. Finally, Sam Hill pokes him right in the eyes. Does
Oh
the,
my God, that
Three
was great.
Stooges
Yeah, that
eye
was
poke,
fucking fantastic.
and then tosses him off the cliff, but Cody's got a hand on him, where Sam finally reaches and grabs the katana and chops his hands off, and Toady falls to his death. Comes down the mountain, the girls are okay. Hooray!
And I would just like to point out at this point that every time a frog gets shot, it's got green blood.
Yeah. That is
So
another subtle thing
Yeah.
that nobody mentions, really.
And I thought that was great.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
It's probably irradiated blood, because if you step on a frog, which I have done in my youth, they have red blood. It's not
I thought
thicker
that
or
they had copper-based blood.
anything.
It's
I don't
green.
know. Man, I don't think it is, man.
Huh.
Let's go get some frogs and do bad things to them.
No.
Okay, fine. So Sam Hill plants a kiss on Spangle. They're so happy to see each other. They're now a couple.
Even though it's against... Well, actually, I guess since he's not released from his contract until he bangs all those ladies.
Right.
So she's breaking regulation right there. She has to wait for him to
Well, I think she can kiss him and hold his hand and stuff, and keep the
keep the skin off the gravy.
Yeah, keep the skin off the gravy. So he gives the locket to
Gross.
Citronella. She's like, "What's this for?" He's like, "For when you're alone." Fuck you! Yeah,
No,
You're
he's just
awesome,
like
Sam
a nice
Hill.
guy.
Yeah, he's
just a nice guy.
That's awesome. So he still has to bang all those ladies, and
They're all about it, and he's
They're-
like,
Spangle's like, "You got to get this done, man."
You got to bang those ladies, and then we'll go on vacation, and you can bang me."
Yeah.
And he's like,
And
a
you've gotta-
soldier's work is never done.
Yep.
They drive off into the sunset, and it's a happy time.
Credits.
Credits. Give me your questions.
So I started like halfway through, and I wrote down, "Is Roddy Piper a good actor?" And then I scratched that out. This is a very long, strange question. Do you think it would have affected the movie at all if it would have been him instead of Mickey Rourke as the wrestler.
No, I don't. I really don't.
I think it would have been the same movie.
I think it would have been the exact same movie.
Not that Mickey Rourke did anything wrong. I'm just thinking
No, that's a huge compliment to Roddy.
Yeah, I'm saying that he could do as good as Mickey Rourke, I think.
Yeah. He may have wanted the money, though, because I know Mickey Rourke donated, not Saget, the Guild laws, Mickey Rourke had to be paid for that.
Yeah.
So he negotiated $200,000, which was the minimum that he could be paid for that film, and then donated it to, like, cancer research or something. Roddy probably would have wanted some of that money.
So we would have kept the money. Either way,
Yeah.
I don't think he was offered the part. I think
No,
that
I
was
don't
made
think so.
specifically for Mickey Rourke. But
I have always thought that role, Randy the Ram, is very similar to Roddy. Like the storyline, the character. You do notice in this film, there's a couple scenes where you see Roddy's face and you can see the razor marks all over his forehead.
His bridge in his mouth has been completely reconstructed twice. You can tell that his entire jaw, top and bottom, has been put back together a couple of times.
And I mean, and this is even, when he's young. As
Yeah.
you get older, those scars get more pronounced. But man, I mean, that was the type of guy he was. So no, I don't. I think that would have been also a great cast. Jackie?
I don't have any questions.
Oh, you don't have any questions. That's
I
right.
was just blown away. I just thought it was such an awesome movie. And you know what? Roddy Piper just, once again, great actor in my book. Like, this movie just totally bumped into my top 10. I loved it.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
I have only one question, and I think it's the question that's on all of our minds.
Okay.
Is this a bad movie?
No, I think it's a great movie.
It's on the subreddit Bad Movies. This is on the essential viewing list.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is a bad movie.
Well, I think
that this may be, after Splash, the best made movie that we've ever watched
done, and
for
that's-
this podcast.
As we were talking about in the point 5, it was made specifically to be a feature film released to video with the popularity of the VHS player.
Right.
And so, in terms of its goals and accomplishments, it is exactly in line with what it was supposed to do.
It's flawless. There is nothing wrong with this movie. The production values are high. Everything is well done.
It's efficient beyond belief.
The writing is incredible.
Yes.
The acting is
The timing of the
top-notch.
jokes are great.
The timing is flawless.
I don't think that this is a bad movie.
I don't think that we can even consider this as a bad movie.
No, it's a good movie.
I think that this is blowing it part 2. But this one's widely held to be like a bad cult movie.
Yeah, because it's so subject matter-wise ludicrous.
If you were to say, oh yeah, it's a movie about a guy who punches frogs in the face. Whoa, what? That sounds like it's going to be a bad movie.
Yeah, but I mean, you give Cameron more money to do this script, and it would be a disaster.
It would be shit.
It would be a disaster. And I think that the nature of the story is where it gets lumped in with bad movies. The execution of the filmmaking is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about being efficient with your money.
Yes.
Man, they do a great job as far as that. And it is a budget film.
Yes, it is.
Very budget.
it
Stark interiors. There's no you see, like in post-apocalyptic movies where they go in, I'm thinking specifically like A Boy and His Dog.
Mhm.
They go into a place that's like a dwelling of people, and they've got all sorts of elaborate contraptions, and Waterworld being one of those types of films
Yeah.
where it's like all this silly bullshit that's just stuff glued to the walls. And this doesn't even bother with that because
No.
we don't fucking care.
And that's the other thing that sort of really maintains the suspension of disbelief is it's more in line with what would happen.
Yeah.
There's
Sure.
not going to be, oh, I found some shit and put it on the walls because the world sucks now. No, it would just be like normal, but less of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what this is, normal, but less of it.
Totally. Sam, anything else?
My last question. So what did Russia have in terms of, instead of frogs, with their nuke? Like, what do you think that they have going on over there?
Rats with dicks this big.
Brats with dicks this
That's
big.
Paris.
Oh, yeah. Well, Paris has that now, so they
Ew.
just migrate over to Russia. They're not actually
Russia has
mutated.
wolves.
They're just Francis mice and rats that just were like, I'm going to go over to Russia because I heard it's nice.
Like, mutant wolves or bears, that's horrible. The Russians just they just take it in the shorts all
Yeah,
the time.
Russians, they just screw those guys.
as awesome as Sam Hill is, they're just a bunch of asshole frogs.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not fucking mutant bears. That would fucking suck. Or
Yeah.
wolves.
True. I think it's pretty clear that we're going to recommend this film.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Every human on Earth should see this, whether you're a bad movie fan or not.
It's hilarious. I loved it.
Number 8.
Number
My
8.
top 10.
Yep, absolutely. I'm with you. Sam, it's your movie next. You know what you're going to choose.
I picked it last night and I already forgot.
Nice work.
I think I wrote it down on my phone, hopefully. So.
Well, we got a little bit of time. I'm going to read some user comments.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's not so much user feedback. It's more host feedback. So I want to throw you under the bus, Sam,
Oh, okay.
because I believe 2 episodes ago, you declared that the Stinkernomicron has never worked out for the podcast. It was the
did
7
this
episode.
time.
So I want to declare some things. Deadly Prey.
Deadly Prey did work. Yeah, that's right.
Near Dark. Corvette Summer.
Okay.
Slipstream.
Yeah.
And now Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Slipstream, I'm not counting because we had to go through a fucking rigmarole where you had to re-download it after we started watching it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we've eventually gotten there, but it's not without a hitch.
Mm-hmm.
These things don't just happen. Like, it's not like, aha, I've done it. You raise your finger and things happen. I say it is done and it will be done. It's always like, oh shit, I gotta do something else.
Well, screw you, man.
Screw you. Hey, I'm not saying. I just, there's a couple of things in the Stinkernomicron that didn't have the end or the beginning or,
Just one,
were
7.
unviewable.
Which update on 7?
Ah.
I have in my inbox right now.
Oh, excellent.
The full movie sent by Martini Shark.
Oh, Martini Shark, we love you.
Yeah, and we should plug Martini Shark. He wrote a piece on the 1994 Fantastic Four movie.
Oh.
He watched and reviewed that and had a lot of history about it. Unfortunately, the news source, the Life Gazette, I think it is, cut, he went from 2,000 words to 800 words.
Ouch.
And he had, interviews with the makers of the Fantastic Four movie. I think he even might have interviewed Corman.
Huh.
But they were like, nah, we just want to talk about the new Fantastic Four movie that apparently sucks. So,
It should.
yeah, it should. Anyways, tune in next week when Sam makes a decision on what his movie is. In the meantime, get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.